So we have a viewer who wants to talk about K-12 or pre-K-12 or whatever we're calling it this year. What's going to happen with what I used to call elementary and secondary education in terms of financing?
We always increase funding for education. I don't think there's ever been at the legislature in my last 9 terms that we haven't increased education funding. It's our top priority. I think it's everyone's top priority to increase education funding as long as it's going in the right way and being spent the proper way. K-12 education or pre-K to 12 education will get additional funding, probably will be on the formula.
Senator Saxon?
Well, I think Senator Hackbarth is right, and I think the big discussion will be whether you should put more money in the different ways that we're thinking about doing it for early ed, which is a way of reducing the amount of number of students that are in special ed, I believe, and I think it's been proven. Or are we going to put more on the formula, which is basically feeding special ed, which right now is just killing school districts? You know, not only does it cost a lot of money, but you can't find any special ed teachers. And so I too agree that there will be a significant amount of funding going to education, and it probably will be at the hest of the local school districts. We'll send the money out per student and say, use it as you need to.
Representative Lee?
Yeah, I certainly am a strong supporter of the early childhood. You know, the all-day kindergarten we put in place last session, I think that was great. Going even beyond that to the hot lunches for every student, you know, I think that's great. I think now that we're having the all-day kindergarten, you know, going the route of school breakfast for students, you know, I think that's all great. And really, when you break it down, it's really about investments. If we were to be funding early childhood for every student in Minnesota, you know, that's roughly 2-3% increase on our annual state GDP every year. And so that's, you know, 2-3% might not sound huge, but that's $5 to $7 billion a year on top of our state GDP. So, you know, I think it's ultimately an investment, and ultimately an investment that's going to help grow the state, you know, help grow the state's workforce, and in the long run help grow the state's economy.
I think one of the other things, particularly in rural Minnesota, because the large metropolitan schools have been able to do this, but having some way of the local school districts funding facilities will be important too. The rural facilities are really very difficult to finance because of the difficulty in doing the referendums, and so if the state could fund even a couple $100 a student, and that wouldn't have to go through a local referendum, just to do roofs and sidewalks, I think that's got some real legs too.
You know, I want to go back to this early childhood piece, because we had some discussion, I think maybe our first or second week of this program, that the break point or flash point or line of tension was maybe about programs for specifically school districts that have you know, high student need versus statewide because of the cost. Several $100 million, I think, was one of the figures that was thrown out to do it statewide. So is that where the discussion has been on early childhood education? Who wants to take a run at that?
Well, I think, you know, I certainly support different ideas that we can fund early childhood, different ways we can get kids into these programs, you know, at that pre-K age. And personally, I would say putting it on the districts, putting it on the formula would ultimately be the most equitable way to do this. You know, I've heard a lot of pushback on the scholarships and things that, you know, it's going to the most needy students, but there are also, I should say, the most needy families, but there are also those families who, you know, they're not getting, I guess you could say, their fair shake of it, in the sense that, you know, putting it on the formula like that is going to open it up to all families ultimately. So, I think we do have to be taking a look at this in different ways and everything, but ultimately opening up these programs to as many families as possible is, the end result I would think we would all want to achieve.
The achievement gap is very real in Minnesota. We're towards the bottom in the country. We're towards the top when it comes to the education of the white populace. But as far as our minorities go, we're towards the bottom in the gap between them and the white population. This is one way to get the population that's falling behind to be able to read by the third grade, which seems to be the earmark that we go to. And so that's kind of the argument for the scholarship. And what it always gets down to is, the lower middle class, where's that line where
Sure.
people right above that, they're having problems making it too, and they aren't going to get funded, and so then you get back to the formula, because at least that's fair for everybody. So.
But part of the discussion is also going to be about equity funding. And I think from at least the House perspective, with the leadership that's there now and Sandra Erickson's committee looking at some of these policy issues, the equity funding issue where you're spending many more dollars in the St. Paul and Minneapolis districts and getting a worse result for the amount of dollars that you're spending, something has to change there. And I think Representative Sandra Erickson is going to be looking at that and hopefully coming up with some solutions. Something's got to change there, because we're spending more money and getting a lower bang for our buck in the Minneapolis and St. Paul school districts than ever before.